Yo, yo, this is Root Reviews. Well, we keep it for real. I am Root, aka the Culture Black Kid.
Angelique, aka Angelique.
And today we are reviewing the debut album from Destin Conrad called Love on Digital. Born in Jamaica, but they are an R&B artist from Tampa, Florida. As I mentioned, debut album following a string of EPs starting in 2021. But yeah, let's get into our overall thoughts.
Yeah. So big fan, Destin Conrad. Fifth project from him. So like the last few projects all had 9 songs. This one is a first album with 15.
Yeah.
So, I was excited for the release. He was putting out all these little singles, so excited. And yeah, just wanted, when I heard those, I was like, I want to hear more. And it's actually funny because I know him from Vine days, like when he was on Vine.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this was what he had, like the talent
his
that
handle,
he had.
if you remember?
Gosh, no, I don't remember.
Or like what it was going by?
He was just, it was his name.
Oh,
Destin.
just
yeah,
okay,
it was
okay.
Destin. But I didn't know he wasn't posting like singing videos.
No.
He was just funny.
Like a meme. Yeah.
like
Classic
fun-
Vine stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
classic
yeah.
Vine stuff. So yeah, when I first heard his first song like that he released, I was shocked. I'm like, wow, this is what he had in him all along. But yeah, so I'm glad to see that he's remained consistent. I've noticed that in this album, and this album also had me feeling like, okay, I'm ready for love. I'm ready. Like, it was just a lot of, I'm a romantic. So, just feeling that in general, this whole album, the smooth R&B, sexy vibes as well, I can say. But yeah.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I think Destin is very talented. I think he understands his aesthetic to a
100%.
T, which is extremely important
Yeah.
to have these days.
Yeah.
I think Love and Digital is a very consistent release, especially, again, a full album in comparison to his other EPs. And whilst I think majority of this album is on point contextually, I don't think it 100% hits the mark.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm curious to get more into that
Yeah, definitely.
in a sec. Yeah, let's kick it off with some pros.
Yeah, so like I said, very smooth. Gets you feeling yourself. A lot of the songs that are on there. It's like it's the kind of album you want to listen to when you're getting ready to go out somewhere.
For sure.
Just get you in that right state of mind. Yeah, some very nice features that he had with artists that just blend with his sound effortlessly, I think. So like Serpent with Feet, Kehlani, and then that surprising, well, it was a single already, but the feature with Tizo Touchdown, I think that's what drew people to the album as well, because they might not really know Destin, but they saw Tizo and they're like, oh, okay, what's this?
For sure.
It was very different for Tizo, I want to say a little bit as well. And I think it was a good mixture of like slow songs and also songs you can get down to.
For sure.
For
sure.
But yeah, this is some of my pros.
No, for sure. So again, let me reiterate, aesthetic. I think Destin understands this so well. I think Submissive 2 was probably my favorite peak of the look.
Yeah. I was going to say colorway.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure.
Colorway is where it's at for me still.
I think more so with the artwork and the
Right. Yeah.
But no, that's fair. That's totally fair. To get into some of the songs specifically, I think Kissing in Public is a great opener. I heard in an interview it was described as the Neptunes meets Prince,
Ooh.
which I agree. I kind of hear that.
I'm like singing.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So that, I think Bad B is a vibe.
100%. I was surprised because I listened to Kehlani a lot, back in the day. And I haven't listened to her as much recently, but it all kind of sounds the same. So I wasn't expecting to vibe with it as much as I did. I'm like,
For sure.
no, this song I vibe with.
Yeah.
So.
No, 100%. 100%. Yeah, I think, as you mentioned before, the last time with Tizo, also a bop, and they both have great chemistry, despite Tizo. Again, this doesn't seem like a style that he would dip into.
Right.
But regardless, they work really, really well on the track together. Make It Up kind of feels like a return to form like from his feet. It feels like it would suit fit on any of his other projects.
Yeah, right.
A little bit more of a slower R&B vibes. I think it's a nice balance between that modern and early 2000s style of R&B. F Me Up gives East Atlanta Love Letter Black
Okay.
vibes, I thought, in the
Yeah.
melodic and flow choices.
Right.
And then finally, Your Lady, the interlude. Nice short story towards the back end. Harmonies on point. Another smooth vocal performance.
That one took me maybe third time to enjoy it.
Fair.
But yeah, I also had some standouts as well. First of all, I need to know who is playing the bass in Soft Side, because the bass line was nice, too nice. And Kari's Honeymoon.
Okay.
So this was after the interlude, but it was also like
It was also kind of an interlude.
And I'm maybe a bit biased here because I love her, but just her voice, how effortlessly it flows with the guitar and like the melody. It just like she like kind of sings with the guitar. Like that's what, her voice does so beautifully.
Yeah.
And I think it was a beautiful addition as an interlude personally. But yeah, and I also really like that you can hear the Caribbean inspirations from some songs in like Party for You and Make It Up, the ones that you mentioned. Getting into his roots, which I really loved. So
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think Mr. E also kind of has a little bit of an aesthetic to it as well.
It does.
But I think that transitions a little bit into my cons for me as well. I think I might kick it off with the cons. Seeing as I just mentioned it. So Mr. E, like I just mentioned, I think is an interesting switch up from track 2. Again, more Caribbean percussion rhythms. But I feel like it drops the energy from such a fun opener, and it really pulls it back. And I wrote, side note, I listened to Confessions by Usher. Absolute classic of an album. If you've not listened to Confessions, you need to do your homework. And I think the ability, especially, again, taking inspiration from the early 2000s, which Destin is definitely wears that strong on his shoulder, on his sleeve, should I say. The importance of having like a banger after, like a run of bangers.
Can't lose the energy
is so
in the
important.
album. Yeah.
And the way he kicked it off with Kissing in Public, off the rip,
Right.
but then pulls back with Mr. E, and it's like, oh no, if you would have gone like Bad B, like as the next one, it would have been like, then maybe we could have gotten to Mr. E like in the middle to kind of like the natural, how an album kind of does the roller coaster type situation. So, yeah, I think Mr. E kind of ruined that start for me. I think, while I think it's Pretty Boy-ish, I think that's or PBS, I think it does fit on the track, on the project, but unfortunately I feels like Lil Nas X had that one like lying around from his current rollout, his Dream Boy rollout, and he wasn't using it and was like, yo, homie, Destin, take this track. Chuck it on your project.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, cool. It was like, it was a Lil Nas X track.
Yeah.
And it was like, that didn't need to be there. And it kind of, again, like I said, it fit aesthetically, but at the same time, it kind of didn't.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, that's, you did bring it up. Kari's Honeymoon.
Yeah.
I don't know her as an artist, but like you, I
definitely
trust
recommend listening to her.
For sure. Definitely will add that. I know now. And
don't take that as like a.
No.
But she only has like 3 songs out. No. Don't worry, there's more coming. But she's definitely someone to check out.
For sure. And my critique isn't with her, because the track was nice. It was a really beautiful track.
The interlude.
My thing is more just, it feels like Destin took a page out of like Drake's book when he does like a Yebba's Heartbreak or like one of those tracks.
I was trying to pinpoint where that kind of but yeah.
So it's like, look, it's cool, but I think for your debut album, this track does not need to be here.
It's a bit risky.
Save it for a future project to like give again another dope artist to shine. Let's focus on you.
Yeah.
Be selfish.
Right,
be selfish.
Right.
And whilst I feel like again Your Lady interlude is a nice break, I think then Kari's Honeymoon, F Me Up, and So Nice could have been fleshed out more. Actually, no, sorry, not Kari's Honeymoon. Ignore that. F Me Up and So Nice.
Okay.
They felt so short. They
Right.
they again, they were great tracks, but
Yeah.
could have gone
More.
further.
Right.
And then my final one is that I feel like, I mean, I kind of summarized it. I feel like the project could have cut a couple songs. Again, like I said, fleshed out a couple tracks, and it would have been a lot stronger into the love on digital
Yeah.
topic that
Yeah,
Destin is talking about
definitely,
throughout. So whilst, we mentioned at the top, it is sonically consistent. I feel like the whole theme of love on digital wasn't 100% taken, and that early 2000s, which when he did was great, it wasn't as clear throughout, because then you have a nice track like, or you have a track like Mr. E, or tracks with the more Caribbean thing like Jumpin' or Party With You. As like, these are cool, but then how did this suit within the love on digital early 2000s aesthetic
Right,
that
how
you'll
did
go,
it
or the
connect?
context?
Yeah.
So I think that's my
That's
main thing.
interesting.
But yeah, what do you think?
A
What
lot
do you
of
think?
no, a lot of your cons are I kind of had as well. So, but Little Nas feature was one of my main ones as well. I didn't really get it.
Yep.
It felt like a random kind of song. Well, I guess his feature it just felt random, but definitely was not my favorite in the album. And you pointed something out, like with how Kissing in Public is like the first song, and then after that it kind of drop, like the energy kind of drops. And I think that's why, because I wasn't really understanding why, I kind of felt like I got lost a little bit in the album, because like I loved like different songs individually, but like where they were placed, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, the sequencing,
and sonically, like it could have been done maybe a bit better. And I felt hesitant to say this because, like I said, all of his last projects he had, what did I say, 9 songs, and this is the first album with 15. But I kind of agree with, maybe it could have been
Just a
less.
couple. Could have been like 12.
Yeah, exactly.
11, 12.
Yeah, just add a few more.
Still call that an album.
Yeah, still call it an album. But yeah, those were definitely some of my cons. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get into our overall rating. So again, are we here for this? Depends on the day, or are we feeling iffy about it? And Angelique, I'm gonna let you kick it off.
I said between here and depends.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's so many songs that I love on that album, but I would have to listen to them individually, not the album as a whole. But yeah, definitely love Destin. Love his work.
Seems like a great person as well. Yeah.
Honestly, I was so upset when he came and opened for Kehlani, and I didn't see that. But it's okay. You should come back. But yeah, that would be my rating for it.
Oh, for sure. And I'm going depends. I was kind of being like, should I give it a hear? But I think, again, taking a step back and really weighing everything up, that I feel like I've said this a number of times with other ones. I feel like giving a here or putting a here in there kind of diminishes what the future could be. I think giving a depends gives room to grow. And I know that, like I said,
he has so much. Like, all the previous projects have already shown that.
Exactly.
So, like, it can only get better.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
honestly what
So,
it is.
I think when the highs are there, they're definitely there. But yeah, I think it's just tweaking, working on, whether a feature choice or a production choice. I think that definitely means that the next album from Destin could be even better.
Yes.
Yeah, but let us know what you think. Are you here for this? Depends on the day. Feeling iffy? Let us know. Destin Conrad, Love on Digital, and this is Rouge Reviews. I am Root, aka Culture Black Kid.
I'm Angelique, aka Ange Sonique.
And we'll catch you next time. Peace.